Everyone's mad at Facebook again for censoring stories and spreading misinformation. Even I've been duped by misleading political statements. I mean, it was really disappointing to learn that there's no have a cocktail option on the ballot. That's the last time I use the Mommy Needs Her Vodka page as a source. Among other lies Facebook allows to circulate online is that oil is good for us. ExxonMobil is pouring money into Facebook ads that promote oil-friendly policies in a desperate attempt to keep the fossil fuel industry alive. Let's face it, support for the oil industry is dying. Literally. The majority of people targeted by the Love Your Oil Exxon ads are, let's say, the same age as the font size they set on their phones. Over 65. According to an In These Times investigation, ExxonMobil spent $15.6 million convincing grandparents to sign petitions, which sound like they were written by a foreign ransomware bot. American energy is strong. If you agree, give us your data. They also have moving, tug at your car valves videos. See, such a campaign wouldn't work on a younger person. Little Bobby knows it's me or the pipeline. The report found that between May 2018 and October 2020, ExxonMobil was the number 9 spender on political ad campaigns on Facebook. The top 10 only includes people running for president like Trump, Biden, Bloomberg, and that long-forgotten, perhaps suppressed memory of Tom Steyer. You at least remember the tie. Such an accent that says, I love Scottish culture, but not enough to wear a skirt. ExxonMobil is spending like they're running for president. I don't know why they just didn't put an oil rig on the ballot. I mean, it's been done before. Why are they spending so much to woo us to put on a hard hat and hug our local pipeline? Renewable energy actually surpassed ExxonMobil as the #1 energy source in America. Exxon fell to the second largest producer for the first time in 92 years, dating back to when Exxon was called Standard Oil. Now, Exxon could have spent more money on embracing the future of energy technology, but they know Americans want the same fuel as our ancestors, as well as the same standard of living and healthcare as them too. Do you have a cough? Have you tried a mercury drip? Exxon is aided by a right-wing consulting firm that runs online political campaigns for Republican candidates, which, believe it or not, helps you on Facebook. The censoring of the New York Post Hunter Biden story on Facebook and Twitter led to conservatives crying about a liberal bias from the tech giants, sure. But studies show and employees admit that Facebook tweaked the algorithm to promote conservative-leaning media over left-leaning sites like Mother Jones. Facebook execs will even admit that the Trumpist content thrives on the platform. I mean, what would you rather click on? Nancy Pelosi trying to talk about the ACA with a mouthful of $100 ice cream? Or our demented game show host president promising to reveal a cabal of pedophilic wine cave dwellers? Zuckerberg sat down to have dinner with Ben Shapiro, for God's sake, where I assume they discussed the benefits of having a truly tiny dick. Facebook blocked a Jacobin post for violating so-called community standards. Which was the offending keyword? Was it Marxist, Bolivia, or Biden? Is it that the algorithm is made to be sensitive to left-leaning issues? Or maybe the algorithm just hasn't read Das Kapital yet, and they don't want any spoilers. Facebook lets an ExxonMobil influence campaign pretend to be a grassroots organization with its own page, Santa Barbara for Safe and Local Transport. The address just happens to match the address listed for ExxonMobil. After 140,000 gallons of crude oil were spilled due to a pipeline failure off the coast of Refugio State Beach, Exxon's offshore drilling in the area was shut down. So they need about 70 trucks a day to go through California filled with combustible fluid without the pipeline. Personally, I don't think California has enough fires. ExxonMobil needs help getting a trucking permit passed, so they made a heartwarming video gently warning Californians that their schools will be underfunded without the help of ExxonMobil's taxes unless they let their bonfire buses through. One half of Vista Del Mar's budget was gone in a matter of a year. The district is funded through property tax. Approximately 70% comes from oil. Let's restart the Santa Ynez unit. You know, the offshore drilling operation that would require trucking bombs, and get local school funding again. Now, I've done my research and I learned that this boy did not go to Vista Del Mar. This is the Hispanic boy and girl having fun studying in the library stock photo. I knew I've seen you before, and honestly, he's not having that much fun. It doesn't look authentic. God damn it, Zuckerberg. How many lies are you going to feed us? These ad campaigns show that the oil industry has actually borrowed from the activists they're trying to defeat. The only difference is that when environmental activists show you information, you know who they're working for. People or the earth, and not pipelines. These ads function as indirect lobbying, telling people to contact their lawmakers, unlike direct lobbying Exxon spends already $24 million on. If Facebook is going to be a forum for public discourse moderated by Facebook, we're going to have to demand more transparency when it comes to political ads. Otherwise, we should just go on there to show which cocktail we would vote for president. Personally, I think it's the mojito.